On the fighting platform, the defeated Gray lay sprawled on the ground. Lu Sheng, with both hands in his pockets, calmly walked away. The people in the stands couldn't help but shout loudly. Shit! Just one punch! Lu Sheng took down Gray with one punch, someone excitedly said. Level 10 quickly destroyed level 12. Unbelievable! The person next to him cheered. Is the immortal level bloodline that terrifying? Another person held up a betting ticket with Lu Sheng's name on it. He laughed joyfully. Ha ha ha, I won! I won the bet! Tears welled up in his eyes as he muttered. Immortal level. Lu Sheng, you truly are my father! The excited voice of the host boomed from above. Unbelievable! Oh my God! This tournament is becoming more and more spectacular. I truly can't wait any longer. I just hope the contestants hurry up and start the next matches. The counselor of the Deer Star sector stared with wide-open eyes in astonishment. Pavlov, sitting next to her, had a clear look of joy on his face. The counselor of the Deer Star sector broke into a cold sweat and stammered in disbelief. No way. No way. No way. Just one move. She frowned and muttered. That kind of power must be at least 4 limit breaks. Can a level 10 reach 4 limit breaks? Pavlov, unable to hide his joy and pride, laughed loudly. Ha! He truly is a monster. At level 10, I only had 1 limit break. When Lu Sheng's level increases to level 12, what level will his fighting power reach? He smiled triumphantly and glanced at the counselor of the Deer Star sector. The next second, Pavlov smugly said, My old friend, what did you just say? The battle between Lu Sheng and Bang Mamule you were looking forward to. I feel like it's genuinely possible to see it now, right? The counselor of the Deer Star sector immediately turned to look at him upon hearing that. She gave an awkward laugh and replied, Yes, Lu Sheng is indeed formidable. But Bang Mamule is not someone Gray can be compared to. Ha! Finishing her sentence, she hastily changed the subject. I suddenly remembered I have some business to attend to. With that, she quickly turned and fled to save face. Pavlov happily raised his hands and shouted, He serves her right. Teasing that old woman. Lu Sheng is amazing. Ikoja, with his hands behind his back, spoke up. Until now, Lu Sheng has brought us too many surprises. This time completely exceeds expectations. Pavlov regained his composure at this point. He coughed and cleared his throat. Ahem. Yes, indeed. Looking at Lu Sheng moving across the arena, Ikoja muttered. Lu Sheng, just how far can he go? Meanwhile, Lu Sheng suddenly sensed something. He instinctively frowned and turned his head to look towards the high stands. Lu Sheng's gaze settled on the figure watching him from the highest point. Bang Mamule, sitting there, slightly curved his lips into a smile. Lu Sheng clenched his hand into a fist, his expression darkening. What kind of monstrous gaze is that? It feels like I'm being eyed by a pervert. Just then, the phone in his pocket suddenly vibrated. VRRM, Lu Sheng, he was calling. She laughed brightly. Wow, you were so cool just now. It was a complete stomp. Are you really my biological brother? Lu Sheng, his voice came through the phone. How did you manage to create that golden hair? You absolutely must teach me. Lu Sheng forced a smile. That is. Just then, he suddenly felt something unusual. His eyes widened. His entire body instantly went on high alert. Lu Sheng's expression was grave as he looked around anxiously. Who was that observing me just now? Over the next period, the matches continued. Although the following matches were excellent, they did not surpass the shock of Lu Sheng's level 10 defeating a level 12 opponent. Even as the second round began, Lu Sheng's match was still being discussed passionately by many. Lu Sheng just now, he was absolutely incredible. Lu Sheng stood on the high platform, silently looking down. A worried look appeared on his face. Who is it this time? That strange gaze keeps reappearing occasionally. If my spiritual power weren't extremely sensitive, I almost wouldn't have noticed it. Lu Sheng's eyes swept across the stands. Every time I try to find the source, that gaze suddenly vanishes. No trace is left. It can't be found by me. That means that person's spiritual power is above mine. Lu Sheng frowned, his expression serious as he muttered. My spiritual power has reached the peak of level 11. And a person who can surpass me to this extent must be at least. He thought of the name of the person watching him and emphasized. Level 13. Lu Sheng's gaze sharpened. He muttered. His spiritual power is at least level 13. Are there masters in this tournament with spiritual power reaching level 13? He suddenly looked in one direction. Sneaking a look at me like this, it's probably not the counselors or high-level leaders. Finally, Lu Sheng thought of two people, Bang Mamula and Tian Yushu. He concluded. Then it can only be the contestants. Among the remaining powerhouses, only two people are left, Bang Mamula and Tian Yushu. Bang Mamula's interest in me is completely unconcealed. Lu Sheng accurately directed his gaze toward where Tian Yushu was sitting. In that case, Tian Yushu was sitting with his eyes closed, seemingly calm and indifferent to everything happening around him. Lu Sheng faintly smiled. Is it you? So aloof, you won't even spare me a glance. Immediately after, he suddenly clenched his hand into a fist, unable to conceal his excited feeling of wanting to test himself. He muttered, Whether it is or isn't, I'll hit first and worry about it later. The next second, Lu Sheng suddenly thought of something. But my spiritual power seems to have become a weakness. In that case, while it's still not my turn, I should quickly raise it a bit. With that, he immediately closed his eyes and placed his hand on his glabella, the spot between his eyebrows. Soon, Lu Sheng was immersed in the flame seed system. In his eyes, there seemed to be countless stars from the Milky Way. After a while, the second round of the finals, 7 choose 4, was still conducted by drawing lots. Lu Sheng, surprisingly, received a direct buy. The host pointed to Lu Sheng's image on the screen, which clearly read, Direct Advance, and laughed. Hee, contestant Lu Sheng has truly good luck. He doesn't need to fight this round. Lu Sheng muttered suspiciously. Such good luck, could someone be pulling strings behind the scenes? The counselor of the Deer Star sector clearly thought the same. She suddenly turned to look at Pavlov and loudly questioned. Are you organizers pulling strings behind the scenes? Pavlov waved his hand, showing disdain and laughing. I didn't do anything. His expression made the counselor of the Deer Star sector so furious she was steaming, but she couldn't do anything about it. Arlen unexpectedly appeared behind Lu Sheng. He smiled and said, Lu Sheng, your performance was too outstanding. Then Arlen glanced in one direction. Bang Mamula and Tian Yushu were arranged very logically. They will separately face the top-seeded contestants of the other two star sectors. It's highly likely they will meet you in the final. Lu Sheng didn't seem to care much and lay sprawled on the ground. Arlen was surprised by this. His face turned pale with worry, and sweat poured down his head. The final is almost here, and he still wants to lie down and sleep. Furthermore, to be able to sleep at this moment, truly amazing. The host stood on the platform, raising his hand and shouting, Spectators, let the semi-final match between Bang Mamula and Qin Yanlong begin. Qin Yanlong immediately raised his hand upon entering the arena and loudly declared, Bang Mamula, I lost to you 150 years ago. Now my martial arts have been successfully cultivated, and this time, I will definitely defeat you. Bang Mamula frowned with a puzzled expression, showing no recognition. Who are you? Qin Yanlong stood there dumbfounded upon hearing that. The next second, he couldn't contain his rage and erupted with terrifying power, shouting, Bastard! I want you dead! With that, he suddenly leaped high. Qin Yanlong's entire body was covered in a faint layer of spiritual power. He strained with effort, his muscles bulging out. Bang Mamula glanced at him, his eyes momentarily flashing with a cold light. Qin Yanlong, who was rushing towards Bang Mamula, was frozen into a giant block of ice. Bang Mamula stood in front of the ice block, raising his hand as if displaying a vivid work of art. This is the end of the video. Catch the next chapters on the Kapper-sama YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe to support me. Thank you all very much.